the leader in pest protection for almost 100 years. We don't just hit home runs against termites. Since 1927, Terminix has defended homes and businesses nationwide from all kinds of pest curveballs. Trust Terminix to protect what matters most. Visit Terminix.com/Marlins to learn more. Because no one strikes out termites and pests like Terminix.
ADT is the official smart security partner of the Miami Marlins. ADT knows a lot can happen in a second. 1 second you're throwing a curveball, and the next you catch it. 1 second you're off base, and the next you've hit it out of the park. And when it comes to your home, 1 second you feel safe, and the next something goes wrong. But with ADT's 24/7 professional monitoring, you still do. When every second counts, count on ADT. Go to ADT.com/Marlins or call 800-750-0647 today. For license information, visit ADT.com.
Thanks for listening to Miami Marlins Baseball. Marlins Baseball is brought to you by ADT, the official smart security partner of the Miami Marlins. And Norwegian Cruise Line. Experience more at sea. With the 10th Inning Show, here's the voice of the Marlins, Jack McMullen.
Feels good to flip the M on you, Miami Day. The M officially flipped. That is a W, and the Marlins salvage. They avoid the sweep at the hands of the Philadelphia Phillies. Final score today, the Marlins 5, the Phillies 4. This was an interesting one. It was a tight contest, and Otto Lopez was the story today. Pair of homers, a 3-run shot as part of a 4-run first for the Fish, in which they hit around, and then a solo homer for some insurance in the bottom of the 7th. And it was a bullpen day. The Marlins simply pieced it together today. Tyler Phillips went 2 2/3, a 1-hit, 1-run ball at the outset. Cade Gibson fired 2 1/3 scoreless. Calvin Fauché did get tagged for 2 runs in his inning of work, but Michael Peterson, he came on. He fired 2/3 scoreless. Ronnie Enriquez inning and a 1/3 scoreless. And Lake Bacher, he did surrender a leadoff or a RBI single to Kyle Schwarber in the 9th, but he did lock up his 3rd save. So Bacher finished off the bullpen job, and this was a heck of an effort from the Marlins. Again, Otto Lopez, the story today, 3 for 4, 2 homers, 4 driven in, and Maximo Acosta had an RBI knock as well. That provided the run production. You will hear those highlights in a moment, but we want to talk to the catcher. We want to talk to the guy that just caught a bullpen win. Steven Strom was standing by with our Liam Hicks.
Liam, how did you guys navigate your way out of that 9th inning?
It was tough. But we got Lake on the mound. He's got a lot of confidence. We got a lot of confidence in him. He's got electric stuff. So it's just a matter of getting him in the zone, calming him down, getting him ready to attack.
What was he struggling with in particular in that 9th?
I think he's just spraying it a little bit, yanking the sliders, spraying the heaters up a little bit. So just tried to focus on getting him to lock in on me. And, his stuff's really good. He's just got to be confident with it.
What did you tell him when you saw him on the mound?
I just tried to pump him up. I know these last couple outings for him haven't been the way he's wanted them to go, and just wanted to get out there before anything spiraled. Just kind of tell him how good his stuff is, how good he looked out there, and just get him in the zone, because when he's in the zone, he's electric.
Did you feel momentum shift when Acosta makes that diving catch on Stott's bunt?
100%. That bunt just drops. Anything can happen. I think that was such a big play. That was huge out of Max. Love the effort, and I think the whole team felt it.
And for you today behind the dish, you navigate a bullpen game. How are you feeling just mentally as a cat? You didn't have any hits in this game, but so many guys came out to you in that dugout and gave you props. How do you feel mentally after a game like today?
It's exhausting, but it's really rewarding. Come away with the win. That's huge. And, I love those guys in the bullpen. Got a ton of confidence in them, and it's really fun catching them.
Thanks for the time, Liam.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, Jack.
All right. Thank you, Steven Strom, and thank you to Liam Hicks as well. Just excellent stuff. And that 9th inning was huge. And Bacher, he did surrender a run, but the sliding play for Maximo Acosta they were talking about. Acosta slid to grab a possible sac butt attempt from Bryson Stott and negate it. That came with runners at first and second and nobody out in the top of the ninth inning. So great effort from Maximo Acosta, great effort from Blake Bacher and Liam Hicks all evening long. What a job. We will step aside. When we come back, we'll play the highlights from this Marlins win. Back in 2 minutes on the 10th inning show on the Marlins Radio Network.
30, and that's second in the National League.
0-1. X gets a bunt down third base side. Beatty picks it up on the bare hand. He fires to second, and it's down the right field line. It kicked off the jutted out wall. Sanoja comes in to score, and a throwing error from Beatty plates another. X bunts his way aboard. We'll see how they want to score it, but Xavier Edwards on the misfire from Beatty at the hot corner is standing at second, and he swaps places with Javi. It's 5-0 in the top of the fifth.
For 11 on the road trip with a couple of RBIs and 2 doubles. 2-2 pitch. Hits it in the air to right center on the line. Going over the, can't get it. Cruz can't get it. 1 run will score. Here's Lopez rounding third. He comes in, and Connor Norby with a 2-run single to right center. The Marlins are back in it. It's 3-2 Washington.
Novella of you. 1-0 pitch. Weimer swings. He drives the ball high in the air, out to left and deep. That thing is gone. First Marlins homer for Joey Weimer, and it was a no-doubt shot. 108 off the bat. 403 feet just to the left of the Marlins bullpen, and the 2-run blast gets the Fish on the board. It's 7-2 Washington in the top of the fifth. And the 0-2 to Burt. That one flared into shallow left field. That gets in for a base hit. They're going to send Augustine. He's trying to score. The throw is up the third base line, and 2 runs come in on the RBI knock from Heriberto Hernandez. On ball, he is as good as anybody in the game at that. 0-1. Sanoja bounces one that is a fair ball down the third base line. Mesa around second, headed to third. Marsh into the corner to try and fish it out. They're sending Mesa home. Relay throw coming home plenty late. And a head first dive plates Mesa from first base.
There's all the rest.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
Hey, this is Ryan Weathers here, and you're listening to the 10th Inning Show on the Marlins Radio Network.
Highlights from this one. It was a 5-4 win for the Fish over the Philadelphia Phillies. Marlins get win number 66 on the season. How did this sound? Well, it was a very eventful bottom of the first inning, a 4-run bottom of the first. We'll kickstart it actually with base running excellence. Jacob Marcy, the 2-hitter, singled for the Marlins. Augustine Ramirez followed him with a single, and they put themselves in prime position on a good old double steal. It's even harder as both runners are on the move. That one missed inside. JT throw to third, not on target. Marcy leads the charge, and that is a double steal to get guys to second and third with 1 away. I like really good job from Marcy and on Augustine as the trail man, but you know what? Single probably would have played it 2. Otto said, yeah, I'll play 3. 18 attempts, and Otto drills a ball out to left and deep. That thing is gone. Onto the concourse. Otto Lopez drills a baseball, and it's a 3-run shot. Number 13 on the year for Lopez, and they open scoring quickly. 3-0 Fish, bottom 1. Great job from Otto Lopez, and more from him in a matter of moments. Maximo Acosta tied a bow on a 4-run first with an RBI knock in his own right. 2-2. That one lined up the gut on one hop. That's through and in for a base hit. Another run going to come in and score. Hernandez coming home to throw up the third base line. It gets back to the backstop. Johnston will push second to third, and Acosta follows him to second. It's an RBI knock for Maximo, and a throwing error will push the other 2 up 90 feet. It's 4-0. You got runners at second and third with 2 men gone in the bottom of the first. But Philly did get on the board in the top of the second, a half inning later. After a walk issue to Brandon Marsh, Nick Castellanos, first time in the lineup this weekend, he delivered. Pitch number 26 for Phillips. That one golfed out to center field, hanging up for Marcy. Long run. He dives, and he won't get there, and it rolls all the way to the wall. Marsh will score easily from first base. Castellanos chugging for third, and he is in there sliding safely. He's got an RBI triple. So Nicholas Castellanos plated the first run for the Phillies. Second came in on a long ball from their leadoff man, Trey Turner. 3-2. Turner swings. He hits the ball high in the air, left field. Hernandez back at the track, at the wall. He tries scaling it, but it's gone.
He was able to get ahead of Turner, no balls and 2 strikes. And he threw him sweeper after sweeper after sweeper. And then he threw him one on the 3-2 pitch as well. And apparently Trey Turner was waiting for it. Trey Turner has 13 home runs this year. 11 have come on the road.
And Turner leaves the yard out to left. It's 4-2 Marlins in the top of the 6th. And to make it a 1-run game, how about Brandon Marsh later in the inning?
Big pitch right here by Fauché.
1-2. That one a ground ball. That's past the back end of the shortstop. Lopez into left center for a base hit. Schwarber was off on contact. He will score from second, and that's an RBI single from Brandon Marsh to make it a 1-run game. It's 4-3 Marlins in the top of the 6th. But the stiff arm the Fish needed, and what proved to be the difference, Otto with insurance. Payoff pitch. Otto hits well out to left center field again. Marsh is back. He's looking up, and it's gone. Insurance from Otto, and it is his afternoon. A multi-homer day, and that another blast. 417 feet, and it's a 2-run lead. 5-3 Marlins in the bottom of the 7th. But this is where things got sticky in the top of the 9th inning. Back-to-back walks issued from Lake Bacher. He was spraying it a little bit. You heard Liam Hicks talk about it. He went out to chat with Lake Bacher, and the rest of the infield converged as well. They settled in. Bryson Stott popped a bunt foul. It was caught by a sliding Maximo Acosta in front of the third base dugout. Then the pinch hitter Harrison Bader in the leadoff spot, he lined out to first. So with 2 men gone at the top of the 9th, Kyle Schwarber made things interesting. Runners get a head start from first and second. 3-2. That one lined into right field. That's falling quickly. That's in for a base hit. Kepler will come in to score. They will hold Real Muto at third base. It's an RBI single for Kyle Schwarber, and that makes it 5-4. The tying run 90 feet away in the top of the 9th. And that brought up Bryce Harper. Bacher shut it down. Righty deals. And that one a ground ball over to second. X stays down on that. He tosses to first, and that is the ball game. Bryce Harper bounces out to second. It got hairy at the end. RBI number 120 for Kyle Schwarber made it a 1-run game, but Lake Bacher buckled down, and he collects the save for the Marlins. They avoid the sweep at the hands of the Phillies, and the final score on Sunday afternoon at Lone Depot Park. The Miami Marlins 5, the Philadelphia Phillies 4. And that's how this one sounded. When we come back, you'll hear from the skipper, Clayton McCullough. 10th Inning Show continues next on the Marlins Radio Network.
Hey, it's the good hour. Runners at the corners, 8-8 game. Line drive right field. Soto going back. He makes the catch on the backhand, but Ramirez will tag up, and he will score. The Marlins lead 9-8 on the sac fly. JT Realmuto now, and maybe Benito.
1-1. That would lift it out to left center field. That's going to get down and plate 1. That might plate 2. It's rolling all the way to the wall. Hicks getting the runaround from third. He will score. He beats the throw. He scores from first base. And Connor Norby gives the Fish some big-time insurance. No, Marcy at third. Ramirez at first. And Augustine shuffling the 2-0 pitch. That one lifted out to center field. Mullins on the move, ranging back. Cedric Mullins makes the catch. That is plenty deep enough for Jacob Marcy to score from third base. And that's a productive out number 2 at this top of the first inning. A sacrifice fly from Otto Lopez. It opened scoring for the Fish. 1-0 in the top of the first.
Hitting catcher here for the Marlins. Senga, long look at the belt. And the runner and comes home. And it's ripped to left field and deep, and it's going to get over the head. In fact, it's going to get over the wall for a home run. A line drive by Augustine Ramirez. So we wish you the best. 3-0 pitch, ground ball, base hit, right side. A little late start for Hicks. He does get the green light. He'll score easily. And the Marlins have 4 on the board. Hernandez a big turn, but he'll go back to first. It's an RBI for Heriberto, and the boos are coming down here on Kodai Senga and the New York Mets. 4-0 Miami 30, and that's second in the National League.
0-1. X gets a bunt down third base side. Beatty picks it up on the bare hand. He fires to second, and it's down the right field line. It kicked off the jutted out wall. Sanoja comes in to score, and a throwing error from Beatty plates another. X bunts his way aboard. We'll see how they want to score it. But all right, 10th inning show rolls on. Marlins get the win over the Philadelphia Phillies 5-4 on Sunday afternoon in front of a good crowd here at Lone Depot Park. Excellent showing here on University of Miami Day. Again, we get going with a 4-game weekday series at our place tomorrow at 6:40 against the Washington Nationals. We will hear from Clayton McCullough. Actually, right now, I was going to say in a moment for some scores checks, but it sounds like we've got Clay ready to roll. Let's hear from the skipper after this one.
Great win. To stop the skid today. I think offensively forced to come out and have a big first inning like we did. To put up a 4 spot there, in a bullpen game is huge. And especially early on with what we got out of Tyler and Gibby for those 2 guys to get us through 5 innings in that game was tremendous. And I think all the guys who came in behind them did their part. So again, it was one of those days when you do a bullpen game, it's going to take a lot of contributions. And I think getting some runs early offensively, and then Otto, it turns out that another second home run, that was a really, really big run there late in the game. So it was good for Otto too. You have a big day, a couple homers, I think 3 hits. So, a nice one for us. I think we, came out today. It was good to see us come out with a little sense of urgency and to get on the board early like that after, it's been a tough, 4 or 5 days. It was, great to see.
For the bullpen day like this, just how much do you have planned ahead? How much are you saying, okay, we'll see what we get from Phillips? How much of this, I guess, go accordingly?
I think we had targeted that Phillips was going to go face a number of hitters, and Gibby was going to be the second guy to follow him. And, then the chance there to, with what they had, with the amount of lefties they had in that lineup, to be able to run Gibby for a while. And then I think once those couple of guys got into the game, then it's at what point do we want to, potentially have to use some guys 1+ and, look for moments for, some guys to maybe, to come in. So it was, I guess fairly scripted out, but then once it's going, the score and the game state is, kind of dictating, how the handoffs are happening beyond that.
For Otto, first career multi-home run game. He's got 7 hits in the last 5 games. What have you been seeing from him to play as of late? Yeah,
it was really, it's great to get Otto got like the first at bat. He got a mistake breaking ball like up and closer to him, and just an easy swing for the home run. And then, the Alvarado, that's a tough at bat, with Alvarado, and for him to get something elevated there after laying off some pitches down, really good swing on it. So good to see Otto. He's got some hits the other way, using the whole field. And I'll say this about Otto. This guy has I think his ceiling as an offensive player, he has yet to reach. That there's impact there. We've seen his walk rate go up this year, and still think there's a lot of areas for Otto as an offensive player to continue to improve upon, and believe that he will, and that he's just scratching the surface as an offensive player. And we feel like Otto's going to be a real key member of what we have going on here moving forward.
Ronnie, the situation you brought him in and what he was able to provide, was a big part of the line.
Yeah, it was. You're looking at, with Ronnie coming in there with, hoping to try to find a spot where, like you said, it is impactful with Ronnie, whether that's to, whether he's starting an inning or today, like the potential to clean up, an inning and go back out. And so, Ronnie's been really good, and, trying to find a spot today there, whether it be middle part of the game or later on, where, felt like deploying him was, there was going to be, either some traffic on or him starting at a, part of the lineup that, they're the top part of their lineup.
How did you see Bacher and Hicks work through that night?
Yeah, it was great for Lake. Lake is a really good pitcher. I think he has, been in a lot of big spots for us, and had a few rough ones. And like it happens to, hitters, it happens to pitchers, where, it's easy to, have a couple outings where even if you're making some good pitches, you give up some runs. And so I think for Lake today, one, I hope he sees the confidence that we have in him, that, to have him finish in that game today. And then also for him to be able to buckle down, and as it got a little hot there, to to make some pitches at the end and get through it and get us the win. So hopefully, like outings like that, you just hopefully can put some wind in his sails, and he can take off again, because he's we think Lake is he is a really good pitcher, and really happy for him to be able to buckle down and close it out.
Did you feel like the Maximo catch, the diving catch come?
Yeah, big play. I mean, it was, after the, first couple of guys get on, Max to an athletic play running over there. Sometimes, just getting an out right there for, a pitcher just helps you take a breath. And now, you can kind of start to see the finish line a little bit. And so, yeah, big play.
I know with Maximo, you can take the homers all day long, but how nice just to see him getting more extra bases and RBIs. I mean, the double last night, the single.
Yeah.
Today, just what are you seeing from his at-bats lately?
I think it was what we saw towards like the tail end before he, was sent down for a little while, that I think you saw as he got some at-bats under his belt, that he was able to, get in and have really good at-bats and lay off some pitches. And he's shown, I don't even call it surprising power, but he has shown the ability to impact the ball for extra base hits. And so a good-looking young player. I think a couple of other plays of note today for me too, really the inning there with Cade where Otto heads up, able to get Bryce at second, and then the back pick between Troy and Liam. When you're able to get, a couple outs like that in an inning, in this type of game, you need some things to go your way in these types of games like that. And those guys made some big plays.
You touched on a bit, just getting the early lead. I think it was probably the first lead in a week. Did it feel that way? Did it feel that long?
It felt long. It felt like it had been a while, and it certainly felt better to get the lead in today and be able to play downhill, some for us. And you give yourself a little bit. It's early in the game, there's a long way to go, but at least you have a little bit of cushion. And for the guys that are going out there on the mound, but they still have to go out there and get outs. But it did feel nice to, be the first ones to strike.
And just we haven't seen this, but just the pregame ceremony with the kids, just how moving.
Yeah, great. And hats off to Rob and the Phillies, for coming out there as well and making that a special moment, raising, childhood cancer awareness, and having the young kids. We had a day to chance to visit with them beforehand and see them out there. And Malachi, I don't think I've seen him, the excitement he had. I mean, it was, we get so caught up in the hustle and bustle, and you're in the weeds every day here with games and what's going on, to take a step back and have a little perspective on how lucky we are and how fortunate we are to be able to do this. And, those of us with kids, nothing is you cherish more, and to put a smile on some people's faces and to have them a part of today is certainly much bigger than our game. And, we're lucky to have a platform to be able to share that.
Thanks, Clayton.
All right, that was Clayton McCullough. I was sitting here waiting for Takes McGee to enter the chat on YouTube and X. Here we are. Steve-O's got thoughts after a 5-4 win for the Marlins over the Phillies. Take it away.
All right, let's start with the tone setter today, Jack. I thought the first inning, the double steal on Walker, I think that matters. I think that mattered for Taijuan Walker. You start to look around. You got runners on second and third. All of a sudden, Otto Lopez settles in, and he hits. And it really, everyone kind of just took a deep breath. Okay, 3-run home run. We get off to the good start. Awesome. Clayton had mentioned it. There was a lot of little things I thought led to the win. The fourth inning was a debacle for the Phillies, but it was also a clinic by the Marlins. Otto Lopez, that put out in the fourth, he grounds it, or he fields it at shortstop, and Harper had this weird angle. I didn't think he maybe knew where Otto was at the time, so he kind of got towards third a little bit too far, and Otto Lopez had the wherewithal to tag him out. You stop any sort of momentum there. Then you get the back pick from Liam Hicks. They get Brandon Marsh at first base. That was the fourth inning. So you really, again, it's self-sabotage by the Phillies, but it ended up adding up. Seventh inning, I thought that this was the game. You get Ronnie Enriquez against Schwarber. Schwarber hits it 116 to the third deck of foul territory. Ronnie Enriquez sticks in. He gets out, a pop out to left field. And I'm thinking, okay, Ronnie, good job. He comes out in the eighth. He punches out Harper. He gets 4 outs. I'm thinking, okay, go. Marlins get another run. Awesome. We look good. The ninth inning, man, for Bacher to work through that. Bacher did not have his best stuff, Jack. I thought Liam talking with him, going through it. Again, these guys haven't been in these situations. When you see Harper, when you see Schwarber, I just think, for me, learn from your wins. I thought that was a huge growing moment for Liam Hicks as a young catcher in his first year, never in AAA, for him to work through not only that ninth dude, but from the entire bullpen game. It's tough to navigate. I mean, Phillips, Cade, who else was in there? Ronnie,
Fauché.
Ronnie. I mean, that's that. I asked him.
People forget about Peterson.
Peterson. How about Peterson tonight?
Yeah.
I asked Liam. I said, man, like when you had no hits tonight, how do you feel after calling a game like that with this many pitchers? He's like, dude, I'm exhausted. So round of applause, awesome win. And this is what it's going to take, man. These are all teams that are trying to get to the postseason. This is what it's going to take. Awesome win. Awesome.
100%. All right. We will step aside one final time when we come back. 10th Inning Show concludes next on the Marlins Radio Network.
Do Crohn's disease or
Saw that in the Luzardo return this offseason and the Sanchez return.
2-2, a little chopper to second. Coming in is McNeil, throws to the plate, not in time. Diving in is Edwards. And the Marlins also get the benefit of getting Hicks aboard as McNeil went to the plate here at Citi Field. And a ground ball softly at right side. Back in it by Alonso. Throws off the glove of Holmes. Rounding third now. And coming home is Liam Hicks. And the Marlins get a run. Johnston will go to one. He's got 59 RBIs on the year. And a line drive base hit to left field. Rounding third is Johnson. He'll score without a throw. Good response by the Marlins, taking advantage of a Met miscue and some timely hitting too. And the Marlins have 3 in the inning and a 4-2 lead. That was good to see. Hit it hard. Pitch on the way. Driven and over the shortstop's head. Lindor base hit. Hit so hard. Bobbled in left field. Now the green light from Blake Lally. He's run it well and diving in and scoring is Jacob Marcy, who probably would have stopped if it wasn't bobbled by Nimmo in left field, but that was scorched. And Ramirez drives in the run. The Marlins have the lead.
April.
Otto Lopez is up. Broken bat right side. McNeil fields, throws to the plate, slides. Safe is the call at home plate. Liam Hicks went in the back door. Let's see if the Mets will challenge. Have scored 2 still. Only 1 out. He hits one in the air to shallow center. Ramirez going to third. Mullins will grab. Ramirez going to try it. Throw to the plate is cut off. And Ramirez scored. Runner safe at second base. That was very important. The Mets are throwing to third to see if Ramirez left early.
Beatty goes. The payoff pitch. He is lifted out to center field. That's hanging up for Hill. Long run in for him. Hill dives. All right, 10th Inning Show is wrapping up here. Good win for the Fish, 5-4 today over the Philadelphia Phillies. Back at it tomorrow to kickstart 4 games during the midweek against the Washington Nationals on Monday, 6:40, on Tuesday, 6:40, on Wednesday, 6:40, and on Thursday, you guessed it, 6:40 first pitch, all on 9:40. Jansen Junk gets the ball for the Marlins. You heard from him during Marlins on Deck today. Will you hear a snippet of Junkster tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay, good. Junk, 6-2, 4.09 ERA against good old to be determined, but Steven is guessing that it is
Cade Cavalli.
Cade Cavalli, big
That's
guy.
my source.
Big guy throws hard. We'll see if Steve's source has led him astray. 6:40 first pitch. Steven, it's here with Marlins on deck at 6 o'clock. Huge thank you to Ahmed Jordan in studio. I think Carlos Picari was in there for half. For Steven and for Rod Allen, I'm Jack saying so long. 5-4, the Marlins get the win over the Phillies. And this has been a presentation of Miami Marlins baseball on the Marlins Radio Network.
Number 1 on your car radio preset hand, the new and